Order for breaking news case here and I made it in Bremo. Ghanatube. Order for breaking news Ben Ecoso, I'm beginning in a brother for and Chebia na John Dramani Mahama D Levy a buy Sidum so Levy just say auto 1 liter of 4 biana a better 1 Ghana seed order for John Dramani Mahama. See, I mean, no Casano. Wa cancel sa E Levy no, wa cancel sa D Levy no, ana Levy no. See, I know you see Israel and Iran conflict, then air cost war. See, I mean, no Cassan, I am share pan about better Ghana for you see. Send your name, see cost Israel and Iran, 1 year, you fool or some a becosru, you fool prides in becosru for in Chimoka see Abba, Mumayanko, Nayanko, and Semuina, in Chim or Ghanatube Emirates here.
Well, President Mahama says tensions between Israel and Iran could impact fuel prices in Ghana. And while Israel isn't, if you like, a major oil exporter, Iran controls key oil routes and produces over 3 million barrels a day, making any escalation between these two countries a global concern. So, how do rising oil prices and the strength of the cedi affect what you and I pay at the pump? Let's break it down for you. Look at this. Now, it is easy to think that when fuel prices go up, it is all because oil prices are rising globally. But Ghana's current situation tells a different story. Let's break it further down. In 2024, global oil prices, and I'm talking about Brent, sold at about $74 per barrel. At the same time, petrol in Ghana was going for around 15 cedis 30 pesos per litre and 18 cedis 66 pesos per litre for diesel. Now, fast forward to 2025, the same global price is still hovering around the same $74 per barrel. But in Ghana, petrol is down to 11 cedis 77 pesos and diesel to 12 cedis 49 pesos. So the question will then be, what's changed? It's a very simple answer. It lies in the cedi. At the end of 2024, the cedi was weak, around 14 cedis 85 pesos to $1. Now, by mid-2025, it had strengthened significantly, now trading at about 10 cedis 30 pesos to the dollar, like you currently can see on your screens. That means the cost of importing fuel became cheaper, even though oil prices didn't drop. So yes, global prices matter, but another key indicator, something else that really matters here, is how strong or weak your local currency is. Now, here is the catch on the back of what President Mahama has said. If the Iran-Israel conflict escalates, experts say that the Brent crude could shoot up to about $90 a barrel. And that's a 21.6% increase. Kind of disturbing. If that happens, and the cedi stays at 10 cedis 30 pesos, although it has not depreciated, listen to this, fuel prices will rise. You'll be buying petrol at around 14 cedis 31 pesos per litre and diesel at 15 cedis 19 pesos per litre. So, to avoid that kind of price hike, the cedi must appreciate also by the same volume, by the same value, 21.6%. If that happens, it means that it has to hit around 8 cedis to the dollar. But mind you, that is a tough task or something difficult to do. If that does not happen and the cedi stays at where it is, prices of fuel will go up. So next time you hear about rising fuel prices, remember that it is not just about the oil in the Middle East. It is also about the strength of the Ghana cedi here at home. The battle is in just
Other formatting seminar more kind, yes, see, due to Israel and Iran conflict, na then they see a cosmo. Yes, it's our conflict in Egusu, a cosu, a chedia, a bema, yesika semino, a hard drink, a cra, na just says a cedi no, seem to me in appreciate against the dollar. Not just Israel and Iran conflict, still an Egusu cosu dia. There is a possibility, say, ye fuel prices in which me are cosu. Yes, say fuel prices in the Bekosrono is as a result of your performance of the cedi against the dollar. And you see the same and as you see Ghana, you see the no, as you to me born home more than as you see the no, it me appreciate against the dollar there. And the OCA, your Humberto and Kakra, but see to me on both city no a buying na say Israel and Iran conflict in Egusu Kosu there. And there's a possibility say just say fuel prices no abeko so. There is a high possibility say Ghana your fuel prices no abeko so globally no fuel prices beko so na fuel prices beko so dia na wa say Cedi performance na den abeba fom against the dollar or for when they nsem a yeko so am so meje ni nyina brɛ e wo Ghanatube for manko na yentu ansem so emrachisia.
Just at the oil rigs, it is also at the forest desk. With what is happening in Israel and Iran, the situation is dicey. A good advice by President Mahama to the energy minister and to the finance minister to monitor closely and advise, because I should tell you that the impact will be dire on Ghana's economy. The impact could be dire, particularly for you and I as we go to the pumps to buy fuel. Now you know. Whatever you want to do with this information is up to you. Let us also know on our social media platforms what you make of this development. But to some other stories tonight, the Ghana Revenue Authority has postponed the implementation of the Tariff Interpretation Order TIO number 2025-004, which pertains to the Energy Sector Levies Amendment Act 2025. And I'm talking about Act 1141, a statement from the GRA signed by the Commissioner General of the GRA, Anthony Kwesi noted that the decision follows a directive from the Minister of Finance after consultations with key stakeholders. The increase in the energy sector shortfall and debt repayment levy for selected petroleum product was to have taken effect on June 9, but was postponed to June 15 following concerns raised by oil marketers. According to the statement, a new effective date for the implementation will be communicated in due course. This is also something in relation perhaps to the happenings on the international market, particularly the unpredictability or the volatile nature of what is happening between Israel and Iran. So governors decided to hold on to this for a while. Let's have a conversation on this. Let's speak with Richmond Roxkin. Roxon is a spokesperson for the Ministry of Energy and Green Transition. Lawyer, thank you for joining us at the program. What led to the second postponement of the Cedi fuel levy implementation?
Thank you, Noble. Good evening to you and good evening to your cherished viewers. As the President said earlier, if you've been monitoring geopolitics, you notice that there's an issue between Iran and Israel. And Iran is a major oil producer of oil on the international market. If we look at yesterday alone, if you monitor Brent, prices for Brent, as crude oil, has gone up by about 7%. Averagely, we are doing about 74%, $74 per barrel at the close of business yesterday. During the implementation of the amendment for ESNA, the government communicated clearly that they will keep monitoring what happens on the international market as well as the exchange rate, and that if there are any challenges or issues, personally, they can take a look at the differences. That's exactly what the President has done. He directed the Minister for Energy and Green Transition as well as the Ministry of Finance to take a look at it, monitor it, and then advise. So yes, I can confirm to you that the implementation is going for now.
Roxy, for our country and for our part of the world, if what is happening on the international market is having dire impact on us, what kind of shock absorption mechanisms do we have in place that we could rely on so that consumers would be cushioned a little?
From time to time, governments review the price indicators and look at the exchange rate of the fuel and the international market as well as levies and margins. That's really the government through the Minister of Energy and Finance will look at the way forward to become how governments can be cushioned within the period.
Lastly, Roxy, what are the potential risks for Ghana's economy if oil prices become unstable due to the geopolitical tensions in the Middle East?
There are two major issues. You know that this particular levy was introduced to support the power sector. What it means is that the sustainable fund law, we all thought that some will definitely have challenges because of the suspension or postponement of this. What it will mean is that the government of Ghana will have to stay for finance to procure liquid fuels to power thermal plants, because the president has said that at all material times, the people of Ghana must enjoy reliable electricity supply. So that's one of the first challenges. The other challenge is that if it keeps going up, price of food will go up on the international market. We also find price of finished products also go up on the international market. This has a possibility of affecting prices of fuel at the pumps. We look at the gains that have been made largely in the last 6 months. The last 9 prices, we've seen price drop consistently because of the management of the exchange rate. This development will affect prices because of geopolitics. So these are the nuances where we look at it. One, the sustainable funding for liquid fuels to be able to power thermal plants, and also the possibility of prices going up at the pump.
Richmond Roxing, thank you. Thank you so much for speaking with us. Richmond Roxing is a lawyer and he's a spokesperson to the Ministry of Energy and Green Transition, speaking with us there. Let's do some other stories tonight.
Order 4, when a breaking news Cedi about you say, Levy no one Ghana Cedi. John Dramani Mahama, true the energy minister number 2. 1 liter of fuel beer beto beer and you see a charge of 1 Ghana Cedi. Order 4, John Dramani Mahama say, hey, Ghana 4. Moamonim say Israel and Iran for conflict they didn't pa air coso. Ain't munching chains once and to see a man of John Dramani Mahama was suspending sa 1 Ghana Cedi levy charge no 1 Ghana Cedi levy charge. John Dramani Mahama was suspending or so munching chains once and because Israel and Iran conflict na no ording. It one 3 year 4 price with me no Ghana 4 GR4 or Montom Boasi and San, or for when a breaking news Cedi about to jam, so beginning in a bro, Ghanatube or for memory if you like, no more subscribe and no more share, no more notification bell, so I might send a bear, I'll bring you a BB content. When I need them pan watching with them, or for aha, and I made in 7 in ABC, I will Ghanatube, Macram in a